Act 4 of 'Tis Pity She's a Whore. This Librivox recording is in the public domain. 'Tis Pity She's a Whore by John Ford. Act 4. Scene 1. A room in Florio's house. A banquet set out. Hautboys. Enter the friar, Giovanni, Annabella, Philotis, Soranzo, Donado, Florio, Ricardetto, Putana, and Vasquez.
These holy rites performed, now take your times to spend the remnant of the day in feast. Such fit repasts are pleasing to the saints, who are your guests, though not with mortal eyes to be beheld. Long prosper in this day, you happy couple, to each other's joy.
Father, your prayer is heard. The hand of goodness hath been a shield for me against my death, and more to bless me hath enriched my life with this most precious jewel. Such a prize as earth hath not another like to this. Cheer up, my love, and gentlemen, my friends, rejoice with me in mirth. This day will crown with lusty cups to Annabella's health.
Aside.
Oh, torture! Were this marriage yet undone, ere I'd endure this sight, to see my love glimpsed by another, I would dare confusion, and stand the horror of 10,000 deaths.
Are you not well, sir?
Pray thee, fellow, wait. I need not thy officious diligence.
Signor Donado, come, you must forget your late mishaps, and drown your cares in wine.
Vasquez,
My lord.
reach me that weighty bowl. Here, brother Giovanni, here's to you. Your turn come next, though now a bachelor. Here's to your sister's happiness and mine.
Drinks, and offers him the bowl.
I cannot drink.
What?
'Twill indeed offend me.
Pray do not urge him if he be not willing.
Hautboys.
How now? What noise is this?
Oh, sir, I had forgot to tell you. Certain young maidens of Parma, in honour to Madam Annabella's marriage, have sent their loves to her in a mask, for which they humbly crave your patience and silence.
We are much bound to them, so much the more, as it comes unexpected. Guide them in.
Enter Hippolyta, followed by ladies in white robes, with garlands of willows, all masked. Music and a dance.
Thanks, lovely virgins. Now might we but know to whom we have been beholding for this love, we shall acknowledge it.
Yes, you shall know. What think you now?
Unmasked.
Hippolyta!
'Tis she. Be not amazed, nor blush, young lovely bride. I come not to defraud you of your man. 'Tis now no time to reckon up the talk, what Parma long hath rumoured of us both. Let rash report run on. The breath that vents it will, like a bubble, break itself at last. But now, to you, sweet creature, lend your hand. Perhaps it hath been said that I would claim some interest in Soranzo, now your lord. What I have right to do, his soul knows best. But in my duty to your noble worth, sweet Annabella, and my care of you, here, Soranzo, take this hand from me. I'll once more join what by the Holy Church is finished and allowed. Have I done well?
You have too much engaged us.
One thing more, that you may know my single charity, freely I here remit all interest I e'er could claim, and give you back your vows. And to confirm't, reach me a cup of wine.
Vasquez gives her a poisoned cup.
My lord Soranzo, in this draught I drink, long rest to ye.
She drinks. Aside.
Look to it, Vasquez.
Fear nothing.
Hippolyta, I thank you, and will pledge this happy union as another life. Wine there!
You shall have none, neither shall you pledge her.
How?
No, now, mistress she-devil, your own mischievous treachery hath killed you. I must not marry you.
Villain!
What's the matter?
Foolish woman, thou art now like a firebrand that hath kindled others and burnt thyself. Troppo spirar inganna. Thy vain hope hath deceived thee. Thou art but dead. If thou hast any grace, pray.
Monster!
Die in charity, for shame. This thing of malice, this woman hath privately corrupted me with promise of marriage, under this political reconciliation, to poison my lord, whilst she might laugh at his confusion on his marriage day. I promised her fair, but I knew what my reward should have been, and would willingly have spared her life, but that I was acquainted with the danger of her disposition, and now have fitted her a just payment in her own coin. There she is, she hath yet, and end thy days in peace, vile woman. As for life, there's no hope, think not on't.
Wonderful
justice.
Heaven, thou art righteous.
Oh, 'tis true. I feel my minute coming. Had that slave kept promise, oh, my torment! Thou this hour hadst died, Soranzo, heat above hell-fire. Yet ere I pass away, oh, cruel, cruel flames, take here my curse amongst you. May thy bed of marriage be a rack unto thy heart, burn blood and boil in vengeance. Oh, my heart, my flames intolerable! Mayst thou live to father bastards! May her womb bring forth monsters, and die together in your sins, hated, scorned, and unpitied! Oh, oh!
Dies.
Was e'er so vile a creature?
Here's the end of lust and pride.
It is a fearful sight.
Vasquez, I know thee now a trusty servant, and never will forget thee. Come, my love, we'll home and thank the heavens for this escape. Father and friends, we must break up this mirth. It is too sad a feast.
Bear hence the body.
Aside to Giovanni.
Here's an ominous change. Mark this, my Giovanni, and take heed. I fear the event. That marriage seldom's good, where the bride banquet so begins in blood.
Exeunt. Scene 2. A room in Ricardetto's house. Enter Ricardetto and Philotis.
My wretched wife, more wretched in her shame than in her wrongs to me, hath paid too soon the forfeit of her modesty and life. And I am sure, my niece, though vengeance hover, keeping aloof yet from Soranzo's fall, yet he will fall, and sink with his own weight. I need not now, my heart persuades me so, to further his confusion. There is one above begins to work, for, as I hear, debates already twixt his wife and him thicken and run to head. She, as 'tis said, slightens his love, and he abandons hers. Much talk I hear. Since things go thus, my niece, in tender love and pity of your youth, my counsel is that you should free your years from hazard of these woes by flying hence to fair Cremona, there to vow your soul in holiness, a holy votaress. Leave me to see the end of these extremes. All human worldly courses are uneven. No life is blessed, but the way to heaven.
Uncle, shall I resolve to be a nun?
Ay, gentle niece, and in your hourly prayers remember me, your poor unhappy uncle. Hie to Cremona now, as fortune leads. Your home, your cloister, your best friends, your beads, your chaste and single life shall crown your birth. Who dies a virgin, lives a saint on earth.
Then farewell world and worldly thoughts adieu. Welcome chaste vows. Myself I yield to you.
Exeunt. Scene 3. A chamber in Soranzo's house. Enter Soranzo unbraced and dragging in Annabella.
Come, strumpet, famous whore, were every drop of blood that runs in thy adulterous veins alive? This sword, dost see it, should in one blow confound them all. Harlot, rare notable harlot, that with thy brazen face maintainst thy sin, was there no man in Parma to be bored to your loose cunning whoredom else but I? Must your heart itch, and pleurisy of lust, the heyday of your luxury, be fed up to the surfeit, and could not but I be picked out to be clogged to your close tricks, your belly sports? Now I must be at the dad to all that gallimaufry that is stuffed in thy corrupted bastard-bearing womb? Why must I?
Beastly man! Why, 'tis thy fate. I sued not to thee, for but that I thought your over-loving lordship would have run mad on denial. Had you lent me time, I would have told you in what case I was, but you would needs be doing.
Whore of whores, darest thou tell me this?
Oh yes, why not? You were deceived in me. 'Twas not for love I chose you, but for honor. Yet know this, would you be patient yet, and hide your shame, I'd see whether I could love you.
Excellent queen! Why, art thou not with child?
What needs all this, when 'tis superfluous? I confess I am.
Tell me by whom?
Soft, 'twas not in my bargain. Yet somewhat, sir, to stay your longing stomach, I am content to acquaint you with the man, the more than man, that got this sprightly boy. For 'tis a boy, and therefore glory, sir, your heir shall be a son.
Damnable monster!
Nay, you will not hear, I'll speak no more.
Yes, speak, and speak thy last.
A match, a match! This noble creature was in every part so angel-like, so glorious, that a woman who had not been but human, as was I, would have kneeled to him and have begged for love. You! Why, you are not worthy once to name his name without true worship, or indeed unless you kneeled to hear another name him.
What was he called?
We are not come to that. Let it suffice that you shall have the glory to father what so brave a father got. In brief, had not this chance fallen out as it doth, I never had been troubled with the thought that you had been a creature. But for marriage, I scarce dream yet of that.
Tell me his name.
Alas, alas, there's all. Will you believe?
What?
You shall never know.
How?
Never. If you do, let me cursed.
Not know its trumpet. I'll rip up thy heart and find it there.
Do, do!
And with my teeth tear the prodigious lecher joint by joint.
The man's merry.
Dost thou love? Come, whore, tell me your lover, or by truth I'll hew thy flesh to shreds. Who is't?
Sings.
Che morte pin dolce che morire per amore.
Thus will I pull thy hair, and thus I'll drag thy lust-belepered body through the dust.
Hails her up and down.
Yet tell his name.
Sings.
Morendo in grazie te morire senza dolore.
Dost thou triumph? The treasure of the earth shall not redeem thee. Were there kneeling kings did beg thy life, or angels did come down to plead in tears, yet should not all prevail against my rage. Dost thou not tremble yet?
At what? To die? No, be a gallant hangman. I dare thee to the worst. Strike, and strike home. I leave revenge behind, and thou shalt feel it.
Yet tell me ere thou diest, and tell me truly, knows thy old father this?
No, by my life.
Wilt thou confess, and I will spare thy life?
My life. I will not buy my life so dear.
I will not slack my vengeance.
Draws his sword. Enter Vasquez.
What do you mean, sir?
Forbear, Vasquez, such a damned whore deserves no pity.
Now the gods forfend, And would you be her executioner and kill her in your rage too? Oh, 'twere most unmanlike. She is your wife. What faults have been done by her before she married you were not against you. Alas, poor lady, what hath she committed, which any lady in Italy in the like case would not? Sir, you must be ruled by your reason, and not by your fury. That were inhuman and beastly.
She shall not live.
Come, she must. You would have her confess the authors of her present misfortunes. I warrant you, 'tis an unconscionable demand, and she should lose the estimation that I, for my part, hold of her worth, if she had done it. Why, sir, you ought not, of all men living, to know it. Good sir, be reconciled. Alas, good gentlewoman.
Pish! Do not beg for me. I prize my life as nothing. If the man will needs be mad, why let him take it.
Vasquez, hearest thou this?
Yes, and commend her for it. In this she shrews the nobleness of a gallant spirit, and beshrews my heart, but it becomes her rarely.
Aside to Soranzo.
Sir, in any case, smother your revenge. Leave the scenting out your wrongs to me. Be ruled as you respect your honor, or you mar all.
Aloud.
Sir, if ever my service were of any credit with you, be not so violent in your distractions. You are married now. What a triumph might the report of this give to other neglected suitors! 'Tis as manlike to bear extremities, as godlike to forgive.
Oh, Vasquez, Vasquez, in this piece of flesh, this faithless face of hers, had I laid up the treasure of my heart, hadst thou been virtuous, fair, wicked woman, not the matchless joys of life itself had made me wish to live with any saint but thee. Deceitful creature, how hast thou mocked my hopes, and in the shame of thy lewd womb even buried me alive. I did too dearly love thee.
Aside to Soranzo.
This is well. Follow this temper with some passion. Be brief and moving. 'Tis for the purpose.
Be witness to my words, my soul and thoughts, and tell me, didst not think that in my heart I did too superstitiously adore thee?
I must confess, I know you loved me well.
And wouldst thou use me thus? O Annabella, be thou assured, whoever the villain was that thus hath tempted thee to this disgrace, well he might lust, but never loved like me. He doted on the picture that hung out upon thy cheeks, to please his humorous eye, not on the part I loved, which was thy heart, and, as I thought, thy virtues.
Oh, my lord, these words wound deeper than your sword could do.
Let me not ever take comfort, but I begin to weep myself. So much I pity him. Why, madame, I knew when his rage was overpast what it would come to.
Forgive me, Annabella. Though thy youth hath tempted thee above thy strength to folly, yet will I not forget what I should be, and what I am, a husband. In that name is hid divinity. If I do find that thou wilt yet be true, here I remit all former faults, and take thee to my bosom.
By my troth, and that's a point of noble charity.
Sir, on my knees.
Rise up, you shall not kneel. Get to your chamber, see you make no shew of alteration, I'll be with you straight. My reason tells me now that 'tis as common to err in frailty as to be a woman. Go to your chamber.
Exit Annabella.
So, this was somewhat to the matter. What do you think of your heaven of happiness now, sir?
I carry hell about me, all my blood is fired in swift revenge.
That may be. But know you how, or on whom? Alas, to marry a great woman, being made great, and the stock at your hand, is a usual sport in these days. But to know what ferret it was that hunted your coney burrow, there is the cunning.
I'll make her tell herself, or...
Or what? You must not do so. Let me yet persuade your sufferance a little while. Go to her. Use her mildly. Win her, if it be possible, to a voluntary, to a weeping tune. For the rest, if all hit, I will not miss my mark. Pray, sir, go in. The next news I tell you shall be wonders.
Delay in vengeance gives a heavier blow.
Exit.
Ah, sirrah, here's work for the nonce. I had a suspicion of a bad matter in my head a pretty while ago, but after my madam's scurvy looks her at home, her waspish perverseness and loud fault-finding. Then I remembered the proverb, that where hens crow and cocks hold their peace, there are sorry houses. 'Sfoot if the lower part of a she-tailor's cunning can cover up such a swelling in the stomach. I'll never blame a false stitch in a shoe whilst I live again. Up, and up so quick, and so quickly too? 'Twere a fine policy to learn by whom. This must be known, and I have thought on't.
Enter Putana in tears.
Here's the way, or none. What crying, old mistress! Alas, alas, I cannot blame you. We have a lord, heaven help us, is so mad as the devil himself, the more shame for him.
O Vasquez, that ever I was born to see this day! Doth he use thee so too sometimes, Vasquez?
Me? Why, he makes a dog of me. But if some were of my mind, I know what we would do. As sure as I am an honest man, he will near to kill my lady with unkindness. Say she be with child, is that such a matter for a young woman of her years to be blamed for?
Alas, good heart, it is against her will full sore.
I durst be sworn, all his madness is for that she will not confess who 'tis, which he will know. And when he doth know it, I am so well acquainted with his humour, that he will forget all straight. Well, I could wish he would in plain terms tell all, for that's the way indeed.
Do you think so?
Foh, I know it, provided that he did not win her to it by force. He was once in a mind that you could tell, and meant to have wrung it out of you, but I somewhat pacified him from that. Yet, sure you know a great deal.
Heaven forgive us all. I know a little, Vasquez.
Why should you not? Who else should? Upon my conscience, she loves you dearly, and you would not betray her to any affliction for the world.
Not for all the world, by my faith and troth, Vasquez.
'Twere pity of your life if you should, but in this you should both relieve her present discomfort, pacify my lord, and gain yourself everlasting love and preferment.
Dost think so, Vasquez?
Nay, I know it. Sure, it was some near and entire friend.
'Twas a dear friend indeed, but—
But what? Fear not to name him. My life between you and danger. Faith, I think it was no base fellow.
Thou wilt stand between me and harm.
You'd's pity, what else? You shall be rewarded too, trust me.
'Twas even no worse than her own brother.
Her brother Giovanni, I warrant you.
Even he, Vasquez, as brave a gentleman as ever kissed fair lady. Oh, they love most perpetually.
Aside.
A brave gentleman indeed. Why, therein I commend her choice. Better and better. You are sure 'twas he?
Sure, and you shall see he will not be long from her too.
He were to blame if he would. But may I believe thee?
Believe me? Why, dost think I am a Turk or a Jew? No, Vasquez, I have known their dealings too long to belie them now.
Where are you? There within, sirs?
Enter banditti.
How now, what are these?
You shall know presently. Come, sirs, take me this old damnable hag. Gag her instantly and put out her eyes. Quickly, quickly.
Vasquez! Vasquez!
Gag her, I say. S'foot, do you suffer her to prate? What do you fumble about? Let me come to her. I'll help your old gums, you toad-bellied bitch.
They gag her.
Sirs, carry her closely into the coal house and put out her eyes instantly. If she roars, slit her nose. Do you hear? Be speedy and sure.
Exeunt banditti with Putana.
Why, this is excellent, and above expectation. Her own brother. Oh, horrible! To what a height of liberty and damnation hath the devil trained our age! Her brother. Well, there's yet but a beginning. I must to my lord, and tutor him better in his points of vengeance. Now I see how a smooth tale goes beyond a smooth tale. But soft, what thing comes next? Giovanni! As I could wish, my belief is strengthened. 'Tis as firm as winter and summer.
Enter Giovanni.
Where's my sister?
Troubled with a new sickness, my lord. She's somewhat ill.
Took too much of the flesh, I believe.
Troth, sir, and you, I think, have even hit it. But my virtuous lady—
Where is she?
In her chamber. Please you visit her, she is alone.
Giovanni gives him money.
Your liberality hath doubly made me your servant, and ever shall ever.
Exit Giovanni. Re-enter Soranzo.
Sir, I am made a man. I have plied my cue with cunning and success. I beseech you, let us be private.
My lady's brother's come. Now he'll know all.
Let him know it. I have made some of them fast enough. How have you dealt with my lady?
Gently as thou hast counselled, O my soul runs circular in sorrow for revenge. But, Vasquez, thou shalt know.
Nay, I will know no more, for now comes your turn to know. I would not talk so openly with you. Let my young master take time enough, and go at pleasure. He is sold to death, and the devil shall not ransom him. Sir, I beseech you, your privacy.
No conquest can gain glory of my fear.
Exeunt. End of Act 4.